Hello to all our grade 10 learners. My name is Marley Morrison and welcome to our business studies lesson where we will be taking a closer look at the business functions, especially the general management, administration and financial functions. Now let's start off with an interesting fact. Did you know that the leadership style most commonly used in businesses is the democratic leadership style? Now, the democratic leadership style, just for some interesting fact, is the style where managers get the opinion or information from the employees first before making the final decisions. Now, we will be looking at management and leadership today, so let's take a closer look at our lesson objectives for today. So, as I stated, we will be looking at management and leadership, and then the business functions, especially the general management function, where we will be looking at the 3 levels of general management. We will also look at the management tasks. We will explain them as well as hopefully be able to identify them out of scenarios, as well as the levels. We must be able to identify the levels out of scenarios or statements, and then we will also look at the responsibilities of the various levels of management. Now, this is our concept map. So, as stated earlier, we will look at management and leadership, then we will look at general management and administration and the financial functions of the business. Now, you should already know the business functions and their responsibilities. Now, remember, the general management function coordinates the other functions in the business. Then we have the purchasing function, and their responsibility is to buy all the resources in the business. Our next function is our production function, and they will process all raw materials into finished or semi-finished products. Our marketing function does the market research as well as the advertisement of the products and the services. Then also the public relations function, and they are responsible for maintaining a good positive public image, as well as communicating with all the stakeholders of the business. Our human resource function, remember, our human resources are our employees, so their responsibility is to attract and manage the employees. And then our administration function will collect, process and store data and information. Lastly then, we have the financial function, and they manage all the money in the business. So they will manage the funds as well as the financial assets of the business. So let's go practice a bit of this knowledge. I've got a nice column A, column B exercise here for you guys. So in column A, we have the various functions. We have general management, financial function, purchasing function, marketing, administration, public relations and production. Now, I always like to look at column B first and then read the description and see what a term, or in this case function, matches the description. So the first one states that this function is responsible for press releases. So we remember that press releases is a way to manage the image of the business. Therefore, it will be the public relations function, and you will see it's number 6. So we will write A next to number 6. Okay, then our following one says it includes tasks like planning, organizing, control and leading. As we know, it's the management tasks. So it will be general management, which is option 1. We will write a B next to option 1. The next one distributes the product and does the market research. So we know the market research is done by marketing function, and that is number 4, which will then be our C option. All right, our next description, number D, states it transforms the raw material into a finished product, and that is, of course, production function. So that is option 7, and we will write a D next to option 7. Then description E says it sets up the budget of the company and monitors the spending. So it's about the money, and therefore it should be the financial function. So we should go to option 2, financial function, and that answer would be E. Then for the F says it buys all the raw material, buying, purchasing. So it should be the purchasing function, and therefore we will write F next to purchasing function. Of course, lastly, then it says it stores all company data and information. So we know data information is dealt with by the administration function. So we will write G next to administration function. So that is old news. So let's look at our new words for today. We will have firstly organizing. Now organizing is where we group our tasks, so we determine what needs to be done for us to reach our goals, and then we delegate all the responsibilities and authority to the role players. Maybe it's the employees or the management. So we basically tell them what to do, and we give them what they need to do their tasks. So we maybe give them the money, raw materials, etc. So that's what organizing is. Controlling is where we measure their progress, so we see how they do their task. And if there's any mistakes maybe they make or deviations from what we want them to do, then we help them and we give them corrective actions, which means we help them to do it correctly. So planning is our next term, and it's pretty much everything done on paper. So this is where we think about all the activities that we need to reach our goal at the end of the day. Then our last 2 new words for today is data and information. Now I'm going to start with data because it's our raw facts and statistics that we usually collect. And this we use for reference or analysis. So we can see maybe, for example, what is the market share or what is our sales for that month. When we transform data in a useful format, so we write reports or we make graphs with that data, we call it information. So this information then is the facts that we use to make decision, and that is the facts that gives us information to learn more about something. So that is our new words for today. Before we start with the functions, let's take a little ad break.